Dear friends, the National Education Policy 2020 has four important parts. The first part talks about school education. In fact, chapter 1 to 8 is only about the reforms in the school education sector. Chapter 1 to 8, and among these chapters, Chapter 5 is only talking about teachers empowerment. In fact, this is a document, 65-page document, which is currently available in the Ministry of Education website, that is the National Education Policy 2020. It has 65 page, and this policy, chapter 5, it talks about teachers. So a few points for our reflection about teachers empowerment, teachers management, recruitment, appointment, everything is very clearly mentioned. If you look at chapter 5, paragraph number 1, it talks about the importance of teaching job. One of the things which we find in Indian society is that we have not given that importance to the teaching job as it deserves. Teachers truly shape the future of our children and therefore the future of our nation. In fact, teachers are the nation builders. So that part is rightly acknowledged in this policy, and therefore we need to have qualified, aptitudinary people who like teaching profession. And once you get into teaching profession, it is mandatory for the teacher to get updated of their subject, their teaching, etc. And therefore this policy talks about some important aspect of teaching or of teachers and teacher education also. It talks about the minimum qualification degree for teaching will be 4-year integrated BA degree by 2030. That is an ambitious task placed before us. By 2030, minimum qualification would be 4 years of BA degree, and 1 year BA degree will continue for those who have completed the 4 years of other subjects, and also people who have completed 2 years of MA degree, etc. If they want to be teachers, they can join 1 year of BA degree and they can be teachers. Or we have 2 years of BA degree for some people who have completed 3 years of degree of any other subjects, and they can get into this 2 years of 2 years of BA degree, and then they can continue teaching. But the minimum qualification will be now onwards an integrated BA degree for 4 years. And it also talks about teacher recruitment based on TET. TET means teachers eligibility test will be done. National Testing Agency will test the teaching and the demonstration. TET is mandatory for teaching in all the classes from I think the lower level 2 up to +2. TET is mandatory for every teacher. It also talks about 50 hours of in-service training per teacher per year. That means the idea behind the commission proposes this one, and the policy makes it mandatory, is that the teachers must be updating of their subject. They should know the latest happenings in the teaching profession so that they will be able to deliver conceptually best to their children. It also proposes by 2022, national professional standards for teaching will be introduced. National professional standards for teachers, which is called NPST in short form, which is going to be a very, very important aspect for the teachers. Teachers have to update, teachers have to be proficient in their subject matter and also technologically advanced, etc. This will be mandatory for every teacher, and this will also begin by 2022. Information technology, that's IT and database predictive learning and requirement of students in what they call teaching education institutions. Teachers education institutions to move to multidisciplinary colleges and universities by 2030. We have 10 years gap is there. Within that 10 years we have to prepare to have the teachers training will be done in the multidisciplinary colleges and universities. And one of the major things it suggests is stringent action will be taken on the teacher education institutions which are non-performing. And it is also very interesting to note that PhD students are going to study about education also as a mandatory course as part of their PhD. Something very, very important for us. And it also, based on these reforms which they have suggested for teaching job, it also suggests changes in the role of government department, bodies, institutions, etc. That's in chapter 8. Now, when we look at as teachers, because we are also running number of institutions, etc., we need to take this teachers training, teachers empowerment seriously and prepare our plans, because teachers, when we entrust them with leadership and feel empowered, it's easier for them to empower students to do the same. And that is the principle in which we have to move. A few points I can tell you how to make our teachers empowered in this current situation in the light of this policy, etc. Number one is create a school culture of leadership, a collaborative work, a teamwork, and empowers all individuals in the school, both lower level and the higher level, whatever it is. According to the level of the schools, every individual teacher will get prominence and attention, and the teacher will be empowered according to their level of teaching. We need to seek the opinions of the teachers, their ideas, giving them a voice and allowing them to lead in a ways that inspire them. We need to make them also part of our administrational policy implementation level, etc. We need to provide a safe way for teachers to give and receive feedback. That is very important, so that the teachers will know their capabilities, their contributions, their positivities, and where they're lacking, the challenges, etc. And we need to have that fantastic set of feedback for the teachers in order to improve their teaching profession. We must recognize and thank teachers who are empowering students, because the school's ideas and visions and mission, etc., is implemented and executed only through these teachers. Therefore, recognize them, thank them for their wonderful collaboration and their works. We need to model the type of empowerment that you want teachers to embrace. The management, the school authorities, the leadership must be also a model, and we need to show to the teacher that you should be also a very, very important person who is doing passionately the teaching job and empowering our students. We need to provide professional learning opportunities to give teachers new ways of thinking and the skills for unleashing their students' potential. And I think that is what exactly this policy is suggesting us. We need professional learning, and that's why that 50 hours of professional training and national professional testing for teachers, etc., will be done. The idea behind is to empower teachers, to give them new opportunities so that their thinking and their skills also will be improved, so that they can in turn give to their students their best. We need to support our teachers by creating a mentoring system. Even among the teachers also, there should be mentoring in the subject wise, etc. So we can help them. So that collectively as a team we need to contribute to the best to their development and improvement. We need to learn about the talents and passions of our teachers. Some of them are very good at maybe technologically, So utilize their talent. Some of them may be good at teaching methods, their own best practices, etc. Take and learn from each other. And we need to provide a lot of opportunities for them to really contribute. That is why continuous professional development must be part of our schools. Continuous professional development means we need to assess the needs of the teachers and also needs of the students of that particular school. Accordingly, we need to assess them. And once we assess them, we need to plan learning activities. So teachers must come together department wise, and at the end, as a family of that school, they have to plan the learning activities for the year, carry out learning, and review learning outcomes and activities. Time to time, a review has to be done, assessment has to be done. Even the education policy suggests the 360-degree assessment for students, etc. I think it's also important for the teachers to have assessment time to time, so that they can improve upon where they are lacking and what they have goodness that can be enhanced. And we must implement the best practices, especially their knowledge and in practice, etc. It's not only simply conceptually we knowing, that has to be practiced in the classroom for the teachers' betterment. And for that one, the schools must take steps to organize, to get to the feedbacks, and to impart that feedback to the teachers, so that they will continuously professional development will happen. And we need to make them to reflect, critically thinking, reviewing, and revise if need be. That is called continuous professional development, or CPD they call. And then also career management progression has to be there. At the new education policy, it says in the chapter 5, the paragraph number 7 onwards, it talks about outstanding teachers will be promoted. And what is an outstanding teacher? The outstanding teacher must be a performer, a person who loves the students, loves the profession, and continuously trying to update himself and make the best use of these available opportunities. And chapter 5 in the new education policy, chapter 5, paragraph number 18 talks about career growth will be assured. That means what it suggests is we need to give increase of salary also based on their performance, not about the tenure, not about their seniority. And outstanding teachers will be promoted to leadership roles also in the coming days. That is what the policy suggests. And a national professional standard testing will be done for the teachers. By 2022, I already told you, this will be conducted with the National Council for Teacher Education, will be restructured as professional standard setting body under General Education Council. So NPST will design the in-service teacher education program, which I told you already, that 50 hours of teaching that is suggested. I think in all our schools we must start teaching empowerment. I have prepared a paper. My Jesuit companions have come out with them. See, this is empowering teachers to build a better world. We need to prepare our teachers, and we need to have modules ready, so that our teachers may come up with new ways of teaching, new ways of professionally empowering themselves, so that their classes will be more and more effective. So NPST is a governmental suggestion, but we need to already prepare and make our teachers much more professional in our schools. And promotion and salary increase will be on the basis of such appraisal, etc. So internal appraisals have to happen, and I think a lot of reforms have been suggested for the teachers. I am sure that as managements, as school people, we need to make this collaborative venture much more faster and much more effective in the coming days. In the pedagogy, in the teacher learning practices, and also in terms of the entire school's culture and its goal, we must keep in mind and make necessary impetus for our teachers to grow and enhance as best teachers in our schools. I think the education policy 2020 gives that ample opportunity for us to come out with our own creative ways of innovative ways, and also forward looking ways of empowering our teachers. I think it's the need of the hour, and I am sure all of us will take it seriously and make necessary plan, short-term and long-term plan for the coming days, so that by 2020 the government introduces all these things. By the time we have to have a set of modules ready, and also the timetable set ready for giving this CPD and also the professional development of our teachers. I think it's important, and we will do it collectively in the light of this new education policy. Thank you very much. All the best for our teachers, because you are the implementers of the vision of this education policy, as well as the vision of the institutions where you are working. I am sure collectively the management of the schools, the government, the agencies, everybody looking forward to the children, child-centered education and their welfare. We will definitely take the suggestions about teachers seriously. Thank you very much, and God bless you.